We just got the Road to Glory deep dive for EA Sports College Football 25 just a couple of days ago, and so I'm here to look at everything. I've already read through it once, but I wanted to read through it and give my thoughts on what I think is going on. Now, to start off, I'm not sure if these 4 core pillars are like different game modes that you can select, like live the life of a college athlete, week-to-week experience, fast to fun, and highly replayable, and foundation for the future. I think these are all just part of the games that they wanted to hit on. It's not like you select one of these modes and it's like, oh, this one will make me go faster, and oh, this one will make me want to replay it more. I think this is just a part of the game and like the core 4 things that they wanted to build the game around. Now, this is the first big news we got. It was, where are you going to be able to create your player? What overall are you going to be? Because back in NCAA 14, you weren't really able to choose that. You just kind of created your build, and then it gave you some random overall, and you played through high school, which, by the way, I did want high school in here. I literally just made a video about that being one of my biggest 3 things that I wish were changed. Check that video out. I'll leave it at the end if you want to keep watching this, though. So as far as creation, we have elite, blue chip, contributor, and underdog. I'm just going to let you know right now, on the stream, we're starting with underdog right away. I don't care. I read through all these. I'm starting as the worst possible position, and I'm going from there. This is kind of like what EA does in Madden, where you could choose, hey, do I want to be a first round pick? Do I want to be a mid to late round pick? Or do I want to be undrafted? You start at a 79. This is like you're the most important player. You're a 5-star prospect, probably the easiest to get through Road to Glory with. But I can tell you the one I'm most interested in is underdog. I think that the 3-layer system that they used, I always used undrafted for Madden, but having a kind of nice median where it's like, hey, you're a 4-star, or even, hey, you're a 3-star. The smallest or the lowest recruit you could be is a 2-star, and that's a 60 overall, which drops you all the way down from whatever contributor would be at a 75 overall. Now, that's the only one that actually doesn't show you their overall now that I'm looking at it. It shows 79 at elite, blue chip at 75, and underdog at 60. So we could assume that contributor would be 68-ish. Loading screen looks super cool, by the way. I love it. I can name 3 of these football players, which makes sense. I think, it's 67 overall. It shows you right here. Cool. Another thing that I think they could have done better is not let you just choose between 5 positions. And will you be able to play both sides of the ball? You better be able to. But I don't think we have that answer quite yet. Now, archetypes, I wasn't too interested in that. You could see all about that somewhere else. I'm not really too interested in that. It's just going to be different ways you could play the game. Customizability, I don't even know if that's a word, but maybe it is. That's not really my interest either. It's cool for people that care. What I really want to get down to is where they start talking about the schooling. I saw a graphic that was like commitment week, but we'll get to that in a second. This is really one I wanted to see, where they start talking about how are you going to balance your time. So it's the same thing in Dynasty, where we have a certain amount of hours that you can designate to certain things, like when you want to get a recruit. For this, it's the same thing. Do you want to go to school? Do you want to get your weight up? Do you want to do blah, 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 socialize, boost your brain, as it says, do your NIL? I think it's cool that they give you all these choices to allocate your time to. And I think the most interesting thing is where they talk about that you need to pass your classes in order to play the game. Wherever that is, I'm trying to get down there. Putting the student and student athlete, this is where it is. Academics, leadership, health, training, brand. So academics is my favorite one, I think, where you have to study and maintain your GPA. I think I'll have my brother do my test for me. But it looks like everything is broken down into subcategories, which you could read more about if you want. But this is just a broad overview of Road to Glory, what we got a couple days ago. Making practice important is cool. Most people probably don't practice. I love practicing. I'm not Allen Iverson. And again, this is the coolest thing, is that you actually have repercussions, or whatever the word is. And now back to the coolest thing. You actually have repercussions for not doing your schoolwork. You could be ineligible to play. You have to be above a 2.0 to become eligible, it says. And I don't know how many weeks it takes you, but you can have weeks out at a time, which I think is the coolest part about this. That seems to be the only one that limits your ability to play. The other ones might just make you a little bit worse. Something else I picked up on was the health. How much you get hit throughout the game or throughout the season is going to affect you a couple weeks down the line. The example I saw was, hey, if you're going to be running the ball in the second quarter in the week 2 and you take a hit, how is that going to affect you week 7 when you're on the road in conference play, you know? And I think something like that is cool. The brand part with the NIL, I think, is pretty cool too. You could sign deals, it looks like, which is kind of like the 2K part of it, which I always like that part because it increases the amount of VC that you can get. And now over to the scenarios and dilemmas part, I think this is cool because you have to make choices where it's not necessarily right or wrong. You get text like in Madden, but this looks actually better. And it kind of seems like you're able to choose your own outcome, kind of like 2K. But maybe it is just like a linear path, which with like yarn balls, but who knows what it is. Down here we get to the NIL deals, which I think is really cool because you can get gameplay bonuses, as it says, meaning that you can actually have better stats for the game based off your NIL deals, which I think is really cool. Got to keep your brain deals happy. As you see, you have to choose between, hey, spending your energy on followers or spending it on practice. Coach Trust was something in the game before. Love the loading menus again, by the way. This is just so cool. You have position battles. It seems like they have a really good system for all this stuff, and people are really excited for Road to Glory. Also, what was with this guy's name? Swipe Right? Like, was this like a Tinder joke? Because he's like an ab guy. I really was confused by the name Swipe Right. That's not a real guy, is it? Now, the camera angle I thought was really cool because in Dynasty, it's something that you can navigate a little bit where you could like slow down your reaction time, but I feel like this camera angle they nail in Madden. It's something I actually like about it. where you could like player lock yourself. This is where they get down to the wear and tear, where if you want to take a hit here on second down, or do you want to go give yourself up, it's all that stuff right there that I mentioned earlier. Coach trust kind of works the same, where the more you work up, the more audibles or more plays that you could call. It's cool to limit because then you can't run the same play over and over again. I like it. And now for the most important part, probably one of the newest, most exciting features is the transfer portal, which is something I didn't know how they were going to navigate. I love that it's in the game. It's going to be super interesting to see, like, if you're at a lower school and you're like, I can't win here, let me transfer to an SEC school like the Florida Gators, even though they're not winning anything anytime soon. Sorry, boys. And this is right here the reason why I might actually get Madden 25 after just saying I wasn't going to get it, because of the seamless transition to Madden 25 Superstar mode, where you basically have like a franchise mode built around the college player you just created. I think that's a super cool immersive thing that you could do, starting out in basically high school, going all the way through college, and then getting into Madden 25. If they actually execute this well, I'll probably get Madden. Sorry for yapping your guys' ears off. We went a little bit long today, but if you're enjoying this type of stuff and excited for College Football 25 to come out in a couple days, you got to let me know down below what you're going to be going as your position for your first ever Road to Glory. I'll probably go quarterback as everyone else mostly does. But with that being said, don't forget the most important thing, which is to have a great day. Peace.